it's our NuWave Oven recipes, and today I'm going to be grilling pork chops using a NuWave Primo Grill Oven. So we're going to see how this can knock out some pork chops right now. Alright, so I've got myself a couple of pork loin rib chops, center cut. It's about 4 1/4 pound of pork chop here. So, you can let these sit out and rest to get a little warmer if you want before you start cooking, but I'm taking these straight out the fridge and I'm just going to go for it because that's my choice in doing this cook. So I'm just going to set them on the grill plate. Both out of here. Alright, now that I've got them on the grill plate out of the packaging, I'm just going to, in this cook I'm going to use a little oil. We're going to hope that, this cooker doesn't produce any smoke issues using some oil. They do recommend oil in some of their recipes, so we'll see what happens using some oil in a cook here. So just getting my extra virgin olive oil rubbed in good. Now I'm going to sprinkle on, I'm using some, by the way, this is, and nothing sponsored in the video, but I'm using some Twisted Q Crooked Pig seasoning. I like this on my pork, so I'm using it on these pork chops here. Just going to get a good coating of the seasoning, season them up good. And you can leave in the comments the type of seasonings you use on your pork chops, what you like or prefer. I'm going to flip these over. That oil should help these seasonings stick a little bit. So now I'm going to give the same treatment on this back side here and just throw some oil on there. And rub it in with my brush. Get some in there, get some over here. And now that I've got that in there, I'm going to go ahead with my seasoning, season it up. Season up pork chop number 1. So my seasoning starts coming up. There we go. You always, you always hoping you don't dump too much, especially when you're on camera. You want to get as much as you want, but you don't want to mistakenly dump. And some of you probably have seen some videos where I've had some mishaps happen. I don't go trying to cut out all my mishaps. I just kind of keep the realism of the cook and what can and does happen in there sometimes. So, well, a lot of times sometimes. So, anyway, we've got our meat probe here. I'm going to stick that in through this vent hole. And now that I've got that through this vent hole, I'm going to turn one of these pork chops around so that I can get this meat probe in there. Get it in real deep. You want an accurate read, you got to get that probe in deep. Don't leave it shallow. So I got my meat probe in there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the lid on for my NuWave Primo Grill Oven. And now we've got things set up. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the cooker on. And what I'm going to do from this point, I'm going to set my temperature to 350. I'm not worried about time because I'm doing a reverse sear on this cook. Basically, I'm going to cook one side, and once things get to searing, I'm going to just pause it, flip my meat, and let the searing run for the opposite side. So I'm going to be cooking at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, top and bottom heating elements at 50%. I'm going to hit the probe button. I'm going to take my temperature up to 350. I want my searing to start at basically that medium cook temperature for the pork. And then the searing should take things up to a higher level, higher degree of cook on the meat while it's doing that sear at the end. But basically, we got 350 degrees, 150 degrees Fahrenheit target temperature to start our reverse sear. Now at this point, I'm going to hit the sear button 3 times. I hit sear button 3 times to get the sear 2. That's the reverse sear. So basically it's going to cook, like I said, at 350 degrees till the meat reaches 150. Once the meat reaches 150, it's going to switch into the sear. That's when I'm going to just manually pause and flip it. Or you could just leave it and let it just, sear that side that it's on, But I'm hoping that by the time things are cooked, that side that things are on are going to have some sear mark. So I'm going to flip it to get some sear on that other side. And I want to up the cook a little bit more. You know, I want it to be a little more than medium when I start to eat it. So it's going to be a little more than that because of the searing factor being factored in there at the end. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now, just hit start and just let it cook. Alright, we're almost at 150 degrees in a very short time. I am seeing minimal smoke, no real smoke issues using the oil. So, you know, this proves you can definitely use all the oil you want in your cooks as far as your olive oil. I'm not saying cooking spray, but like your olive oil type cooks. So I'm going to pause right here. Things are getting into that sear. Oops. And I accidentally hit the button with my hand. Now I'm going to basically try and get these flipped over so that I can do a sear on the other side. See, this side did get the grill marks I expected. That looks good. Let me try and get this thing flipped. I've got my meat probe caught up there. Alright, that looks good. Now let's see if I can get my 5-minute sear done for the other side. So let's check that. Yeah, we're still on our sear. So we'll just let that sear for 5 minutes here on this side. Alright, we're coming to the final seconds. I just wanted to turn the dome a little bit so you could see, you know, the seconds count down. We're getting a little smoke coming out at this point on the sear. Nothing bad, but, you know, just a little, I guess, normal level of smoke is what we can call this. We got just about 20 seconds to go. You probably can see the smoke. It's starting to come a little harder, I guess, as the sear. And, you know, that seasoning I put in there has a lot of sugar in it. It's a pork seasoning, so it has a heavy sugar base. So we are starting to now, at the very end, start getting a little bit of smoke, but I don't think it's going to be bad, and the cook is done. So I'm going to turn off to stop any extra beeps. Get our dome holder in right. Alright, have a look at that. That looks pretty nice. And I'm going to flip him just so you see his other side. Look at that. Look at that searing on that side. That looks nice. I'm just going to take my instant read thermometer and check temp inside of there. It's reading kind of cool. 143. Let's stick it inside. That's cooler than expected. Alright, sticking in the side, I'm hitting up to 150. So when I stick in the side, I'm hitting let's stick it down in here like this. I'm getting 146 there. So it's a little cooler than, the instant read's reading a little cooler, but I suspect that the probe is going to be alright as far as what it came out with. I'm going to try and get this meat probe out of this piece here now. Alright, got that meat probe out of that other piece, so just want to show you the sear on that side. Those look delicious. Alright, so the instant read was reading this one is a little cooler than the one that had the meat probe, but they're both done. So what I'm going to do, since they're both already fully cooked, I'm going to just set them both here. They just need a few minutes to rest anyway. The carryover heat will continue to cook them internally, but we'll let them rest for a few minutes and then we'll do cutting, plating, and taste testing. Alright, so we gave these just a few minutes to rest and hang out. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one that was reading a little cooler. We'll just see how he's looking inside. Get that cut good. Alright, very well done inside, all cooked well. Alright, so let me just slice a little bit off of this piece here for our taste test. We'll use that for our taste testing. We might have a little fat on there, but we'll go ahead and we'll see. Well, let's get another piece. Don't want to be, whoops, got my knife turned the wrong way. Don't want to be chewing through too much fat on camera. It's got just a little bit there, but we'll just put all this on the plate. Now it's taste test time. All right, our reverse seared pork chops. Let's do a taste. Tell you, it is good. It's good, good, good. Turned out very well. Primo does great. The Primo's Meat Pro works out great. It has done perfect for me every time I used it. So this is how you can do your Pro Cook, your reverse sear on the NuWave Primo Grill Oven. It turns out real nice. I got nothing bad to say about this cooker. So anyway, you can find this, other recipes at superwaveovenrecipes.com. You can always come to this YouTube channel through waveovenrecipes.com, Twitter and Instagram, Wave Oven Recipes, and can leave your comments for sure. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, share the video with a friend, subscribe to the channel, and good eating.